Krishnamurti, in dialogue with Dr. Alan W. Anderson. J. Krishnamurti was born in South India and educated in England. For the past 40 years, he has been speaking in the United States, Europe, India, Australia, and other parts of the world. From the outset of his life's work, he repudiated all connections with organized religions and ideologies and said that his only concern was to set men absolutely, unconditionally free. He is the author of many books, among them The Awakening of Intelligence, The Urgency of Change, Freedom from the Known, and The Flight of the Eagle. This is one of a series of dialogues between Krishnamurti and Dr. Alan W. Anderson, who is professor of religious studies at San Diego State University, where he teaches Indian and Chinese scriptures and the oracular tradition. Dr. Anderson, a published poet, received his degree from Columbia University and the Union Theological Seminary. He has been honored with a Distinguished Teaching Award from the California State Universities.
Mr. Krishnamurti, during our conversations, one thing has emerged for me with, I'd say, an arresting force. And that is, on the one hand, we've been talking about thought and knowledge in terms of a dysfunctional relationship to it, but never once have you said that we should get rid of thought.
Oh, no.
And you've never said that knowledge as such, in itself, has something profoundly the matter with it. Therefore, the relationship between intelligence and thought arises, and the question of what seems to be that which maintains a creative relationship between intelligence and thought. Perhaps some primordial activity which abides. And in thinking on this, I wondered whether you would agree that perhaps in the history of human existence, the concept of God has been generated out of a relationship to this abiding activity, which concept has been very badly abused. And it raises the whole question of the phenomenon of religion itself. I wondered if we might discuss that today.
Yes. You know, the word like religion, love or God, has almost lost all its meaning. They have abused these words so enormously. A religion has become a vast superstition, a great propaganda, incredible beliefs and superstitions, worship of images made by the hand or by the mind. So, when we talk about religion, I would like, if I may, to be quite clear that we are, both of us, are using the word religion in the real sense of that word, not in the either Christian or the Hindu or the Muslim or the Buddhist or all the stupid things that are going on in this country in the name of religion. I think the word religion means gathering together all energy at all levels, physical, moral, spiritual, at all levels, gathering all this energy which will bring about a great attention. And in that attention there is no frontier. And then from there move. To me, that is the meaning of that word. The gathering of total energy to understand what thought cannot possibly capture. Thought is never new, never free, and therefore it's always conditional and fragmentary and so on, which we discussed.
Mm-hmm.
So religion is not a thing put together by thought or by fear or by the pursuit of satisfaction and pleasure, but something totally beyond all this, which isn't romanticism, speculative belief or sentimentality. And I think if we could keep to the meaning of that word, putting all aside all the superstitious nonsense that is going on in the world in the name of religion, which has become really quite a circus, however beautiful it is, then I think we could from there start, if you will.
Yes.
If you agree to the meaning of that word.
I've been thinking as you've been speaking that in the biblical tradition there are actual statements from the prophets which seem to point to what you're saying. Such things come to mind as Isaiah's taking the part of the divine when he says, "My thoughts are not your thoughts, my ways not your ways. As high as the heavens are above the earth, so are my thoughts and your thoughts. So stop thinking about me in that sense. And don't try to find a means to me that you've contrived, since my ways are higher than your ways." And then I was thinking, while you were speaking, concerning this act of attention, this gathering together of all energies, of the whole man, the very simple, be still and know that I'm God. Be still. It's amazing when one thinks of the history of religion, how little attention has been paid to that as compared with ritual.
But I think when we lost touch with nature, with the universe, with the clouds, lakes, birds, when we lost touch with all that, then the priests came in. Then all the superstition, fears, exploitation, all that began. The priest became the mediator between the human and the so-called divine. And I believe if you have read Rig Veda, or I was told about it because I don't read all this, that there, in the first Veda, there is no mention of God at all. There is only this worship of something immense, expressed in nature, in the earth, in the clouds, in the trees, in the beauty of vision. But that being very, very simple, the priest said,